I lived in Mexico till I was about 10. Not much happened there musically for me, just smacking the kid around at home and whatnot. And we moved to Salt Lake City in 1999, and my older brother bought a drum set because he wanted to play drums, and he's 9 years older than I am. So at that point, you know, he was like 18, 19, I was 10, 11, and he bought our first kit, and he wasn't very good. He wasn't good at the drums, man. Sorry, Victor. But he picked up a guitar and realized that that was his thing. So he started, you know, playing guitar, and I would go downstairs, play the kit with him, and we just jammed a lot. You know, he had a band. They would let me like sit in like their practices and play some songs with them and stuff. And you know, fast forward a few years later, I heard Blink 182 for the first time. And Travis Barker was a huge, huge inspiration to me. I would hear his writing and watch him play, his stage presence, and how hard he hit, and just how energetic he was on stage. And I was like, damn, I want to be like that guy. And just sat in my basement, you know, come home from school and sit on the kit from, you know, 4 o'clock till my parents would shut me up at like 9 or 10, and just cover Blink 182 songs all day. You know, I played in a few local bands. I moved out of my house when I was 15, moved up to Pocatello, and just played with this band for a couple of years, and things were going well. The record turned out good, but I was 16, and the rest of the band was in their mid-20s. So it was a whole different thing, you know. They like to party, and I was like, I just want to practice and play music, and you guys don't want to do that. So moved back to Salt Lake. Couldn't really find a band, didn't know what my future in music was, so I picked up a guitar, started playing guitar, learned a couple of things from my brother, and started a band where I was playing guitar and doing vocals, and that was kind of weird. My mom didn't like that very much. She was like, you need to be behind the drums. I don't even want to come to your show. She was really mad, but she always knew that I would end up playing drums in a band, you know. So I met Alex, singer of Chelsea Grin, through a friend that ran a local studio. He did pre-production for some of the songs on My Damnation, and by the time they needed a drummer, he contacted me and was like, hey, I didn't even know you play drums. Do you want to come try out for our band? And this was in the spring of 2012. So, you know, there was a solid like 4 years that I didn't really do much musically. So here I am, second drummer of Chelsea Grin. You know, I asked myself the same thing. I'm like, how am I even remembering how to play all this? You know, I had to learn the songs that the first drummer wrote, and I had never really played metal before. I had just played, you know, punk rock and just straight rock. But once it came down to when we started writing Ashes to Ashes, I was able to write my own parts, and we wrote Ashes to Ashes on computers. You know, like I would sit at home, write a song, program drums, send it to Jason, and Jason would revise it, add some more guitar, send it back, and we did the whole back and forth thing between like me, Jason, Dan, and Jake and David would periodically stop by and throw in some ideas and stuff. And we went to the studio, recorded it, and when I was like actually learning the songs, it was funny because it was like, oh, holy crap, I can't. That's hard because we were programming drums, so we were like Jason would write like a 5-handed fill, and I was like, well, I can't physically do that. So we had to like go back and change some stuff around. But so it's about just repetition and learning it slow, you know, learning it right, rather than trying to play it as fast as it is right off the bat. When I first joined the band, I took over the old drummer's endorsement. I used the stick for about a year, and I'd always played Vic before that. I tried out a bunch of different ones. I used to play 2Ds. I tried the Dave Weckl signature for a while. A bunch of sticks that I used from Vic Firth, and went to this other company when I started playing for Chelsea Grin, and just wasn't cutting it, man. You know, I'd be breaking at least 2 pairs per show, and you know, I'm saying like a 30 to 35 minute set, I would break 4 sticks at least, and that's stressful to have to go on stage and know that you're gonna break a stick, just because it happened every freaking day. And I actually went to the studio when we recorded Ashes to Ashes, and I met up with Ben at his office, and he gave me, you know, a bunch of pairs of the Extreme 5B, which is what I play now. And at this point when I met with Ben, I had already been in the studio 2 days tracking. And in those 2 days, I broke, I think it was like a stack of like 10 or 11, 12 sticks that I broke in 2 12-hour days. And I got the sticks from Ben, and then I did 2 12-hour days on 1 pair of the Extreme 5B. Blew my mind. I was like, holy crap, I don't have to break sticks. It's just the stick was bad. And so, you know, it's really nice to know that I can go on stage and like tonight, you know, play a 55-minute set and not break 1 stick.